Hi, just a question. With Dune Part Two, what are some of the lessons that you've learned through your filmmaking that you could apply to your next film?
Each movie has been an experience on each project I've done in my life so far. I always have the impression that I am putting myself in a position of risk where I have to grow as a film director, so to answer to your question is that I've learned so much on both movies, more specifically about the ability to be at the multiple places at the same time, meaning to have to work with to direct different units at the same time. That is something that is not my favorite way of working, but to make those films, it was necessary because I didn't want to compromise. So to multitask was, I would say, something that is quite difficult was for me to do. Yeah, and I learned tremendously, and I'm very proud of that fact that I was able to bring those sequences to the screen as I wanted, but having to direct many people at the same time. Yeah.
Any question? One of the big changes from the book was Johnny's character being the voice of Paul as Mountain Messiah, like embodying her character, giving that to her. What was the decision to give her the anti-Messiah voice?
The thing is that when the book came out, the first book, Dune, Frank Herbert was disappointed the way some readers perceived the book as a celebration of poetry, and he wanted to do a cautionary tale about messianic figures, about the danger of blending politics and religion. And in order to correct that perception of the first book, he wrote Dune Messiah. And of course, John Spade and I knew about that, and we wanted to honor his early desires to create a cautionary tale. And in the book, in the second part of the book, Shani's character becomes quite she just follows Paul's, she's in his shadows. I was feeling that there was an opportunity, a missed opportunity there, how to bring the ideas of Frank Herbert, this desire of making a cautionary tale, and I used Shani's character in order to do so. And I inspired myself from events that happened at home in the 60s called the Quiet Revolution, where there was a strong separation in Quebec society, where the church was everywhere, and the intellectuals at the time did a split between politics and religion. And that was a very important moment at home, and I thought that could be embodied in the Fremen culture. That's the way I brought the idea. That's where the idea came from. To the young people in Dune, the Fremen wants to be freed from the colonizers and don't accept these religious ideas coming from the outside.
Two things. First of all, real directorship is probably one of the dirtiest film things I've ever heard. I love it. But my question is anything you can tell us about your plan for Dune 3? Because I got really excited at the end of Dune 2 when we ended it, because it's a lot different from the book. And I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna do a movie in between Dune and Dune Messiah?
It's not that different. At the end of the book, Shani's heart is broken, and it's the beginning of the Holy War, and that's where we left. So it's in a way it's quite similar, and the next project is in the works, and I'm very inspired. And I was not expecting to go back to Americas that fast. I was expecting to do something else before, but frankly, that's the inspiration. Everything that comes to my mind as I took a break this summer was going back on and finishing this story. So, and I was really moved by the way the Part 2 was received by the cinephiles around the world, and I felt an appetite and a desire to see more, and a responsibility to finish that story for me.
You came into this as an admirer of Frank Herbert's work, as somewhat of a student. Now you have been immersed as his cinematic translator. How has that experience changed you? Like, you came in one way, how are you starting to come out of being so deeply embedded in Frank Herbert's thoughts and philosophies and writings?
Well, the thing is that I've been transformed by the book when I was young. That book keeps bringing the same joy. So I would say the transformation was earlier, and that's why I was feeling when people were saying that the book was unadaptable, which I understand why. That way of thinking didn't bring any fear in me, because I knew that I knew how to bring the essence of the book to the screen, and I really became like I put myself in a bubble. So where I'm going is that the transformation was before. What I did in the movie was just tap into the source of that of these ideas and what I felt when I read the book as a young man. Last one?
Yep. I was wondering if you could comment on David Lynch. You have this connection in that you both directed adaptations of Dune. He passed away a few weeks ago, and I know you're a big fan of his work.
I'm a big cinema is probably the closest art form closest to dreams, awakened dreams. And David Lynch was definitely the master, the one who brought us closest to this dream state. And I sincerely wish that I had the chance to meet him. It would have not been possible to meet him in between both movies. I was wishing and dreaming to meet him once it will be finished, just to to pay homage to him. I'm very sad that he didn't have a nice experience with his own adaptation. In the same time, from my understanding, the pain he endured during making his own version of Dune brought to us Blue Velvet, and then Wild at Heart, and all that. There was an energy that came out of that. So I don't know. It's very deeply sad that he left us. It's like when there's some filmmakers like that. When he left, it's like if a planet left the solar system. It's really like he was his own planet. But there's some comfort knowing that he was still totally alive, totally creative. That he wanted to do another project. He's still here. Anyway, I'm a big fan. Yes. Thank you very much.